Sorry about that.
I think we caught it. I mean, before it got done.
Sorry.
I think we caught it before it got
Yeah,
done.
I'm glad you did. Still got 2015 in my head.
When Providence comes in, it's going to be Jesse Head Cooley, head coach. Creighton is bringing Davian Mintz and Kyrie Thomas. That's the latest I heard. No, Creighton. Creighton goes first. Creighton? Yes, yeah. Because it's just going to be Ed coming here. Thanks. Regular season results. You would think I'd know that since it's Creighton and Xavier. Creighton won both.
They split.
Or they split.
Split. Creighton won at Xavier. You know what scores?
Yeah, okay.
Creighton won at Xavier 72-67.
Yeah.
Xavier won at Creighton 82-80.
No, I'm good. Thanks. So tomorrow night, it's Villanova against Seton Hall. That's the first game. Then Xavier Creighton. Xavier and Creighton in the regular season split. Both teams won on the road. Creighton won 72-67. Xavier won 82-80. Sure. So one of the semifinal games is 7th-seeded Xavier against 6th-seeded Creighton. The last time 6 versus 7 played in the semifinals was 2009 when Syracuse beat West Virginia in overtime. no problem. Sure. Creighton is here. Put your cell phones on silent, please. Davion Mintz, Coach Greg McDermott, and Kyrie Thomas. Whenever you're ready.
I'm extremely, extremely proud of our team. We kind of won a rock fight tonight. Neither team shot free throws well, particularly in the first half. Neither team shot well. But I talked to the team at halftime. If they had scored 30 points on 36 possessions in the first half, and I felt like if we continue with that defense, that things would loosen up a little for us offensively. And we were able to force some turnovers. Kyrie was terrific defensively. And I thought Davion, after maybe having some freshman jitters playing in this tournament the first time in the first half, I thought he really settled in and was great on both ends of the floor the second half. So extremely proud of the team to get back to the semifinals, have an opportunity to play in another championship game.
Questions, please, right in front, John. We have a microphone here.
Coach, really the first time you've dominated a great team since losing Watson, I'd say, and obviously probably you got a sophomore and a freshman there, but they did it a different way. Only 7 assists, but both had 3 steals. Your man here did go 8 for 8 from the line. Is the team learning to win a different way than you did with that 18-1 start when you had the senior passer running things?
We're not while we've scored some games, we probably don't have the spurtability that we had prior to Maurice's injury. But we've had to, had to reinvent ourselves, and I've said it many times. Kyrie and Marcus in particular, the first 20 games of the season, they were secondary ball handlers, secondary decision makers, and the last 12 or 13, they're primary decision makers and ball handlers, and that's quite a change to make 20 games into a season. And there's been some peaks and valleys to that. There's been games they've been terrific. There's been games where they've turned it over a little bit too much. But they've gotten better. Davion, went from not playing much to playing a significant role. Isaiah's playing some point guard he wasn't before. Tyler Clement's playing a little bit. So we've had to move some pieces around, but they've stayed together, and that's really a credit to the leadership in our locker room. And these young guys have, had to. We've got, as you said, a freshman and a sophomore up here. They've grown up fast.
Right here in the middle.
Kyrie didn't guard Cartwright much in Omaha in the last meeting, but tonight you were switching off him and Bullock, and Bullock goes 1 for 8. Cartwright turns the ball over 6 times. I mean, what were you doing tonight to make things just really chaotic for both of them?
For Bullock, I really wasn't doing a whole lot. I don't think he was being as aggressive as he was the first 2 times we played him. He was kind of passive. And then Cartwright, I mean, he's super quick. He blew by me every time. But with him, I kind of just laid off his shot and kind of just laid back off the three-point line and made him drive. And he kind of, made some tough shots and missed some as well.
Over here on the left, Larry.
Coach, over here, what does it say about your team that you were able to win this game while your best leading scorer was on the bench with foul trouble and really not on the court when you made that big game-changing run early second half?
Well, you bring a guy like Isaiah Zierden, who's in his 5th year in our program, off the bench, and Isaiah's played every role we've asked him to play. He's dealt with 3 major injuries during the course of his career. He led us in minutes last year. He's coming off the bench this year, and he just does what he does, and he was instrumental in that run. He brings a calmness to our team, but we had to balance a lot of foul trouble. And while Marcus was in foul trouble, he was our best cheerleader over there in the bench, talking to the guys at every timeout, and never became unengaged from the game while he was sitting on the bench with foul trouble, and that's a sign of a pretty mature player.
In the middle right here.
Coach, you had 8 free throws in the first half, jumped up to 25 in the second half. Was being aggressive and getting to the line one of your points of emphasis in the second half?
Well, when you're not shooting threes, well, you better do something different. And obviously the threat of our ability to shoot the three, because we've been one of the better teams in the country all season, opens things up and allows us to maybe get to the rim a little bit more than some teams. But, Kyrie was terrific. Justin was active. Slipping out of some ball screens and getting to the rim and putting pressure on the rim. But without question, getting into the bonus early was really critical for us that second half.
In the middle, Joe.
Yeah, Davion, just Coach mentioned you guys got some turnovers to start the second half, but it did look like you were just playing with a little bit more energy as a team. I guess, did you notice that, and why do you think you got off to such a good start to begin the second half?
Well, first I just want to say I have the best teammates in the nation because at the first half was a little ugly for me, and when I came in the locker room, all of them, they uplifted me, talked to me, and calmed me down. I came out a little anxious, just ready and excited, but once I calmed down and got my groove, that's when I could hype myself up, and it started with them. I thank them and the coaching staff for sticking with me.
Larry on the left.
Coach, over here, what does it say about the league that the same day the 2, 3, and 4 seeds all get knocked off?
I said it a long time ago when we lost Maurice and Xavier lost Edmond. You could take, obviously Villanova separated themselves on the top, and DePaul, while they got better, didn't win a lot on the bottom. But you take the other 8 of us and put us all in a hat and pick us out any night. I mean, there's not much difference. And any given night, anything can happen, and I think that's what you've seen happen in the league over the course, since those 2 injuries have taken place. But there's great basketball in this league, and I think that's going to be evident when Selection Sunday rolls around.
We're going to do 2 more. Right, John?
Mac, I mean, we talked leading up to this about 50-50 balls and wondering why not everybody is kind of sacrificing their bodies, and I think at one point in the second half, there was a possession where all 5 of your guys touched a loose ball at half court. You guys pushed it to 10. Did you feel like that was when the game switched in your favor? And what's changed in the days leading up to that has brought that out of them?
We talked about it after the last game. And those guys that made those hustle plays at Marquette, I think, fueled something in everybody in the program. And that possession was a great microcosm of the game for us. We talked about really simple before the game. You don't have a lot of time to talk to your team when they have 20 minutes to get ready. So we talked about intelligence and toughness, shot selection, being in the right spot, communication, and then winning the 50-50 plays. And for the most part tonight, we were able to do that.
Last question, Joe.
Yeah, Coach, you've alluded to this a little bit, but I mean, in a game like this where you don't play your best, to find a way, just how important is that, and what does it say about your team that you were able to,
This time of year, you're trying to survive. You're trying to get to the next day, and that's going to be the case this weekend. And then next week in the NCAA tournament's the same way. You see what you've got that night. Do you have your A game? Do you have your B game? Shooting the basketball, and you just adjust and you try to find a way to win. But our guys really competed tonight, and we were playing a team. Ed's done an unbelievable job. especially these last 3.5 weeks of the season, to take a team that was 4-8 and get them into the NCAA tournament. You know, they were the hottest team in the league, and you know, for us to be able to you know, frustrate them with some of our defense is really a credit to our team.
Creighton, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.